second lecture of transition and inner transition elements. Now the new point is physical properties of transition element. These are the properties. The first property is malleability, ductility and metallic luster. The transition elements are also known as metals. So they show metallic properties like malleability, that means making sheet, ductility, that means making wire, and metallic luster, that means metal have some shining. Now the next second property is good conductor of heat and electricity. That means heat and electricity flow from one end to another end. Now the next is variable oxidation state. This property we show in the next point in detail. Now the next, it have high density and high melting point and high boiling point. This property is due to it presents large number of unpaired electrons. This causes metal have large metallic bonding. That means metal atom come closer to one another. That's why it have high density. That means one unit contain large number of atoms, high melting point because of large amount of energy required to break this bond, and high boiling point which have same reason. Now the next, it forms large number of complex because of also due to large number of unpaired electron. So it have variable oxidation state. So that's why they form large number of complex with negative ion or neutral complexes like coordination compound. Next is they also form organometallic compound like Grignard reagent, that means RX, that is alkyl halide, when reacts with magnesium to form RMgX, that is Grignard reagent. This is the example of organometallic compound. Like that, they also show organometallic compound like nickel CH3 2+. That is coordination compound or organometallic compound. Now the transition element and their compound have catalytic property. For example, platinum, palladium, Raney nickel are used for the hydrogenation reaction, while complexes like hemoglobin, complex of Fe are used for the oxygenation of blood. Now the next point, oxidation states of first transition elements, that means 3D series, which include elements are scandium, titanium, vanadium, chromium, manganese, iron, cobalt, nickel, copper and zinc. So oxidation states of these elements are always positive because the tendency of metal have always to lose electron. So it have only positive values or positive oxidation state. The oxidation states are common for all elements are +2 and +3. So first we written common oxidation state. But here for copper only +2 oxidation state is present. Now the next, the other oxidation states are, first increases from +3 to +7, like that. Up to manganese. Now, this is the highest oxidation state of manganese in the 3D series, but +8 oxidation state is the maximum in all over D block element for osmium and rhodium. Okay, now the next. The oxidation states are first increases, then it will be decreases. This is due to less number of unpaired electrons are available. Okay. Now remaining one oxidation state is, that is +1. But this is only have electronic configuration is 4s1, which is of chromium, that is 3d5 4s1, and for copper, that is 3d10 4s1. So these elements have to lose one electron to form +1 oxidation state. So chromium and copper have +1 oxidation state. So the +1 and +2 oxidation states are due to unpaired electron of 4s subshell, while other for 3d subshell. Now the next new point, trends in properties of first transition element. The transition point, there are 8 properties, out of which one is atomic and ionic radii. Now see, the first transition elements are scandium, titanium, vanadium, chromium, up to last element G. So scandium have 21 proton, 21 electron. Titanium 22 proton, 22 electron. 23 proton, 23 electron for vanadium, and for G 30 proton, 30 electron. Electrons 21 to 30 is added in the 3D subshell. Same 3D subshell. So, number of electron added in 3D subshell, while number of proton added in nucleus. So that's why nuclear charge increases. Because it has electron added in same 3D subshell. So that's why nuclear charge increases. And nuclear charge increases, that means force of attraction increases. This is between electron and proton. So electron and proton come closer. Also with shielding effect, increases. So, number of electron and number of proton are come closer, radius decreases due to number of electron in last shell and number of proton in nucleus added. So, force of attraction between them also increases. So that's why atomic radius decreases. But after chromium to G, the nuclear charge effect and shading effect are balanced to each other. So atomic radii are decreases from scandium to chromium, but after chromium to G, they are nearly same. So that's the trend of atomic radii. And for ionic radii, which is similar to atomic radii, because successively one electron removed from each element, so the effect is similar to atomic radii. So atomic and ionic radii are decreases with increasing atomic number, because nuclear charge increases and also shielding effects increases.